Today is Friday, September 22nd, 2023. It's 3:38 p.m. and I'm calling my Michigan Senator Kevin Daley's office. See if I can get justice from a corrupt Secretary of State judge that needs to go to jail.
The Office of State Senator Daley. This is George. How can I help you?
Hi, George. Senator Daley is my senator that I voted for, and I included him on a lot of emails that I sent to state and county employees. Nobody in Michigan government is protecting senior citizens, and I'm calling to ask Senator Daley to protect and help me file a criminal complaint against corrupt Secretary of State Hearings Judge Brian Longman, who I have evidence that he's being paid off by his vendor to accuse taxpayers of false crimes and drag out their debt owed to the state. He's put me in a present life or death situation that I can't escape. And I'm asking Senator Daley to protect me from this corrupt Judge Brian Longman, who has threatened my life and abused me physically and financially. He's in violation of my Sixth Amendment rights to be secure in my person. I'm a 72-year-old disabled senior citizen, and I've been physically and financially abused by this criminal Secretary of State Judge Longman, who's getting paid off by his vendor to sabotage taxpayers who are assigned vehicle interlock devices. I have a credible witness willing to testify Judge Brian Longman is getting paid off by his INTOXALOCK-brand vehicle interlock device company to falsify major violations to drag out taxpayers' obligations from 12 months to 32 months in my case, and that's a criminal extortion enterprise. I haven't had use of my vehicle in 2 months. I live 25 miles from town. I have no way of getting to work, getting food, or medical needs. I'm being tortured to death. I've been forced to become a senior citizens' rights activist in 2017, and I have compiled over 285 evidence videos exposing Lapeer County and the state of Michigan civil servant criminal gross negligence. The videos are all on my YouTube channel called Elmont Senior, and you can quickly see it all yourself. My complaints have gone all the way up to Governor Gretchen Whitmer, and which I've made videos to document. Nobody in Michigan government is protecting senior citizens. Why? Who in Michigan government is supposed to protect senior citizens? Our taxes built your massive government infrastructure. Is Senator Kevin Daley aware that the state of Michigan disconnected the Adult Protective Services phone hotline? Why would they cut off the Adult Protective Services hotline? I've been trying to make a criminal complaint against a Secretary of State Judge Brian Longman, but the Secretary of State is covering it up and dragging out my 118-page evidence document that I sent to them on September 6, 2023. Meanwhile, I can't drive my vehicle to survive. In January 2021, I applied for a restricted driver's license for a 22-year-old crime. The Michigan Secretary of State gave me a restricted driver's license and a mandate to have their interlock-brand vehicle interlock device installed in my vehicle and to never test positive for alcohol for 12 months, and I would receive a full license. I had an INTOXALOCK device installed on 2/22/21. It failed 14 times. It stranded me 3 times. It destroyed 4 batteries. It caused me to have it towed to INTOXALOCK service centers 4 times, and it triggered 2 false major violations. The first one was on July 30th, 2021, when INTOXALOCK's device failed. I parked my vehicle and I went into a store. 15 minutes later, the INTOXALOCK device failed and took a picture of my parked vehicle with no one in it. And Judge Longman falsely...
Sir?
Yes, sir. Let me finish reading this. I'm
sorry. The senator is calling me right now.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I put you on hold for a moment? The senator is calling me right now.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Thank you for holding.
Oh, no problem, sir. As I was saying, I had an INTOXALOCK device installed on 2/22/21. It failed 14 times. It stranded me 3 times. It destroyed 4 batteries. It caused me to have it towed to INTOXALOCK service centers 4 times. And it triggered 2 false major violations. The first one was on 7/30/21 when INTOXALOCK device failed. I parked in my vehicle and I went into a store. 15 minutes later, the INTOXALOCK device failed and took a picture of my parked device with my parked vehicle with no one in it. And Judge Longman accused me of failed a rolling retest, which is impossible. And he took my license away for 4 months, so I couldn't work, get food, or medical needs. The second time it failed was on April 11th, 2022. I moved 3.5 hours away from Lapeer County. I had no food in my new home. An INTOXALOCK device failed again and died for good. I spent 16 days talking to their tech support people trying to get it to work. On the 15th day, I was so weak that I passed out in my garage. I hit my head on the concrete and passed out for over an hour. I later contacted my Isabella County Sheriff, Tom Burns, and I tried to make a criminal complaint against Judge Brian Longman.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Are you reading? Are you just reading from a document?
I wrote this myself, so I wouldn't miss anything out. Let me continue, okay?
Right. Good. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I just want to suggest something to save up some time here.
Yeah.
If you were to send the what you wrote in an email to our system at Daley.
I can do that, but let me just finish this right now, because I'm in a crisis and I need you to understand this, okay? It's just a little while longer, and I will send it right to you. I talked to my sheriff Burns, and he told me that it was possible that this Judge Brian Longman could have committed a federal crime. He told me that I had to contact the Judicial Tenure Commission to file a complaint, but I haven't had time to do it yet, and I made a video conversation as evidence. The state of Michigan is abusing my Sixth Amendment right to be secure in my person. INTOXALOCK finally agreed that their device died for good, and they would have to replace it at no cost to me. I had my vehicle towed to their service center, Adams Automotive in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, who replaced it at no charge to me. Adams Automotive states that INTOXALOCK is a criminal enterprise that doesn't pay their bills. Their manager, Jeremy, stated that he knows all about criminal Secretary of State Judge Brian Longman. He claims that Judge Longman is getting paid off by INTOXALOCK to falsify claims to drag out taxpayers' obligation. Jeremy is willing to testify in court that Judge Longman's claim that I tampered with his device is a complete lie and that he's getting paid off by INTOXALOCK. Secretary of State Judge Brian Longman falsely accused me of circumventing his device and took my license away for the second time for no legal reason. I thought he was extending my obligation to have my interlock device installed for 1 year, and I kept driving my vehicle with his interlock device on. But then I just found out that he actually revoked my license for good, according to the Secretary of State. Yet I've had his INTOXALOCK device installed in my car ever since, and I've been paying $120 a month for nothing. I made a video of both hearings. In the first hearing, you'll see that I told Judge Longman that his INTOXALOCK device failed, and I failed at nothing. I had nothing to do with it. He didn't disagree, and he gave me my right to drive my vehicle back. I tested negative every day for alcohol for the 4 months that Judge Longman took my license away, so I was eligible to have his INTOXALOCK device removed on 2/22/22. I paid $50 for a urinalysis, $150 for a counselor's letter, and I gathered 3 neighbors' statements of my character. I contacted INTOXALOCK to get their closing papers. They dragged it out for over a month, and then they told me when they sent it, it appeared to be missing pages. They told me they would resend the documents, but never did. On 9/6/23, I emailed the Secretary of State a 118-page evidence document complaint against Judge Brian Longman that included over 50 evidence videos of INTOXALOCK's predatory marketing practices, as well as Judge Longman's 2 hearings. I just called them yesterday, and they told me they haven't gotten around to reviewing my complaint and that they have no idea when they can get to it. I haven't been able to drive my vehicle since August 1, 2023, when I was stopped by a state police officer and given a ticket for driving on a revoked license, which I didn't even know about. And at present, I'm 25 miles from the nearest town. I haven't been able to work, get food, medical attention for the last 2 months. I've been locked in my home trying to survive any way possible, and I'm surviving on vegetables from my garden, but it's dying out, and so am I. How can Michigan government take away my right to work, get food and more medical needs, and leave me alone for leave me to die for no crime? You've attached a car bomb to my vehicle that explodes whenever you want it to. I'm in another crisis right now, and I can't get anyone in Michigan government to help me. I want Senator Daley. I want to send Senator Daley the 118-page evidence file that I sent to the Secretary of State Appeals Department that proves that Judge Brian Longman is a criminal that needs to go to jail. I'm asking for Senator Daley's help because I'm being abused to death with no way to protect myself. He must have this criminally corrupt Secretary of State Judge Brian Longman removed from his office, disbarred in jail for being an enemy of the people of Michigan. That's it.
right. Thank you very much.
And what I'll do is I'll send you that 118-page document that I sent to the Secretary of State. And I'm sorry, what was your name again?
My name is George.
George.
What is your name, sir?
I'm sorry. It's
Okay. And are you in Lapeer?
I just recently moved, but I've been in Lapeer the whole time.
Okay, so where you before was Lapeer, and where you are now is Lapeer.
No, I was in Lapeer when all that happened. I just recently moved.
Okay. Who is your? Do you know who your senator is now?
No. I haven't had time to do anything because as soon as I moved, I've encountered all these problems. But I've been if you look in your inbox, I've been including Senator Daley and most of all of these situations that I had to write emails to anybody, for help. So he's got my track record of trying to get this resolved. How would I send this to you, George? Just email it to you?
Yeah, just
okay.
email.
Okay, it's 118 pages. It's all videos, and it shows these crooks, and I documented it pretty well. This INTOXALOCK is a criminal extortion, and they're paying off this judge to sabotage me. I didn't do anything either time, and he not only I thought when the second time that he put me back on the interlock device for another year. And I was driving around with it, and then I found out that at that time he revoked it, and for absolutely no reason. The INTOXALOCK said the thing died, and they replaced it, and then he said that I circumvented it, and that's why I have a witness in Adams Automotive, and he's the manager, Jeremy, that says he's willing to testify that this judge is a criminal. He falsely accuses people of major crimes, and then take away my right to live. I can't work. I can't get food. I can't get medical attention. I'm in a crisis right now, and this has got to be resolved real quick. This guy is a criminal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know what I'll do is I'll send that to you and give you some time, and then maybe I'll call you back in the middle of the week next week.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Sure. So, yeah, you can send it to us, and it looks like we do. I am looking at that September 6th email, and it has your address here in Wademan, Michigan. So if you also want to take down, I can give you the contact information for your representative, Roger Houck, because where you reside now is in District 34, and Senator Daley represents District 27.
But but the whole thing happened in his territory.
Right.
So you'll
in
this
case, it'll be at the attention of both our offices.
Okay, that's great because I just don't want to. I don't want to be chasing. I've gone all the way up to Governor Gretchen Whitmer, and as long as you'll record
right.
it, and then I'll contact him again. His name is Roger Houck. I think I've heard of him, and he's in District 27.
No, Senator Daley's District 27. Roger Houck is District 34.
District 34. Great. Okay, that's double trouble for this corrupt judge. He doesn't belong. I mean, he's absolutely.
I suppose so, and that might end up working in favor in the long run.
Yeah, good, because he's abusing a senior citizen. I'm disabled, and I have no way of getting food or medical attention or working or anything, and it's based on a complete lie. And I've got all this evidence, and I've got a credible witness in Jeremy, who's from Adams Automotive, that says that he's a crook and he makes things up, and which he did. So it's pretty cut and dried. He should go. He should be let out of his office in handcuffs. But hey, listen, George, I really appreciate all your help, and I'll give you a call mid next week.
Okay.
Great.
Do you want to take down? I have the Senator Houck's office email here.
Great.
If you have some pen and paper, I can just recite it to you.
I got
Write
it.
Down.
Got it. I'm ready.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay, so it's S-E-N.
S like
S as in Stephen.
Yeah.
E as in elephant. N as in Nathan.
wait,
R as in Roger.
wait a minute. It's S like Sam.
S like Sam.
Okay.
E as in elephant.
Okay.
N as in Nathan. R as in Roger. H as in Henry. A as in Abigail. U as in under. C as in Charlie. K as in Kevin.
Okay. Good.
At senate.michigan.gov.
Senate.michigan.gov. Perfect. I really.
That'll get you in touch with his office.
Great.
At the attention of his office and now ours.
You wouldn't have to see his phone number, would you?
He. What the? My computer's loading for the phone number. Okay, you ready for the office phone number?
Sure.
The number is 517-373-1760.
Perfect. I really appreciate all your help, George. You're starting to give me some hope. That's why I vote Republican.
What's that? What was that last bit?
I said that's why I vote Republican.
Right. Yeah, well, we appreciate that.
I'll give you a call and
we hope we can't help you.
well,
but
thank you very much, and I hope you have a good weekend. I'll talk to you next week.
All right, Richard. You have a good weekend too.
You too. Bye bye.